All right. We
Connecting
are,
on my side.
say
Wait
again?
1 second. I still got to click the complete. I have to enter one more thing and then we're good. All right. It's live. It says good.
Okay, great. We are live. We are back, and it is Monday, February 9th, for those of you catching the recording on this. And let me just pull this back up because I'm in a trade right now on UJ. But we were just having a conversation even before we started this in regards to things we've learned and things that sometimes, well, we realize maybe they're not quite 100%. Right. What do they call that in the scientific method? It's like you get some things that become law because they're always correct. And you get
Yes.
theories and you get hypotheses, right? So so we're forming the first two. I'm not sure how many laws we've got yet, but we're working on it. So what you were talking about that earlier, Mike.
Yeah. And I also want to share something that I'm testing out a new indicator as well, by the way,
Yeah.
that continues the SMAs.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's a
All
it's a
right.
projector.
Is this
So I want
Mike creation?
no, I considered doing it, but before
I
it's
had the
funny you
same
say that.
thought. I'm interrupting you, Mike. I had the same thought. I just didn't say it. I just said I'd skip that one. Don got
I,
it.
I considered it, and I was like, it'd be really beneficial if I did this. So if it doesn't exist, let's create it. And I went in and I found someone that was already doing it. So I said, well, let's test out theirs first. Okay, it's got pretty good reviews. Let's see if I like it. And the indicator is called SMA Prediction
SMA predictions. Okay.
by Vladimir Kamba. So there you go, Vlad. I just gave you a boost. I don't know who you are, but there you go.
I'm just about to hit TP on UJ.
Yep. The reason why I wanted to do it, Don, I want to be able to predict E3 strategies better so I can kind of set times and test out predicting E3s.
Yeah.
Because I really want to take a look in the morning and then get out of the market and focus on a few things and come back in during when I am projecting big things are going to happen.
Yeah, so that
So
people
I
know
wanna
we're just coming off trading with Donnie Pips this morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was a fast and furious moment, which tied into his theme. He talked about Japan.
Yep.
Yes.
Actually, talk about that because that's important.
Japan. They had an election there, and the party the current Japanese prime minister is with, and I don't know her name. She was very popular and won by, an overwhelming majority, which the country's moving in a very progressive in terms of economically progressive way that's getting a lot of attention from the world. That's what I would say. And in the Fast and Furious, she drives a Nissan, some kind of,
In real life, she drives.
yeah, in real life, a Nissan sports car that's, got, now I'm lost for the term. I'm going to say souped up. That's because of my age. The
No,
current
correct.
terminology of what you do to a car, and then the movie series Fast and Furious was mentioned by Donnie also too. So that's why I'm tying in. But the market was today, and there were people online with us, several that were made money in that hour we were on. Yeah, or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I think her name is what? What's it? It's like Sanai Taki, whatever. Sorry, I apologize if I butchered your name, but
You did.
yeah,
You did.
yeah. She has a souped up Nissan Skyline. You're
That's
right.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her and her entire party won in a landslide. So that's where the Japanese, that's against like UJ, GJ, the yen's doing well.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And gold did go into that, by the
Yep.
way. It went to that and then pushed right off. Like we were saying, I missed that while we were setting up here. But yeah, gold
And,
went in.
and you're talking about now the zone, because I was looking at the zone that Donnie was anticipating on gold. I've got an alert set for it. So I've got a couple of alerts. I've got one set on GJ. I've got another alert set on gold, and just waiting for those while I'm looking for my TP here on UJ.
Can I share for 2 seconds?
Sure, please do. All three of us have the capability to share anytime.
Yep. I just wanted to add. This is going to go do something. I just wanted to show you my markup really quick here.
Okay.
This is on gold on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
So we have a high here. We have this resistance. We have this support zone, which is based off this. And you can see this right here, this candle pulled back in. Now, personally, I was trying to wait to see if it got to this resistance line or closer to it or to this back wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. So I'm not in this trade. Because it hit the front wall and it came out. Now, that's actually a good trade to even play it off that wall.
Yeah.
And play it down. And I have Einstein shut off. So I'm curious to see if, yeah, Einstein didn't call it either. I was curious to see if Einstein called it. But by the way, this is my, see the dots on the,
yeah.
This is that extension tool. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know it's funny because we'll look at the angles and the arcs and saying, okay,
Right.
wait, I think this is going to cross. Oh, I would need to cross at this point.
Yep.
And so that's really interesting how it just, I like that.
Yeah. So I'm just testing it out just to see how well it works. But I would like to try to, again, help me strategize my day. And if I see an E3 cross on the 1 hour or 4 hour, especially happening in like 2-3 hours,
yeah,
I want to jump in there and just kind of see it, or at least pull up the screen while I'm doing other things. And if that's going to happen, be ready to take advantage of it, because I don't know if I've ever seen an E3 cross on a 1 hour or 4 hour that didn't make it, that didn't do something. Yeah, I even will occasionally take it on a 1 hour, on a 1 minute or 3 minute if I see progress in that direction. But typically, as you get slightly higher up, 15 minute, 30 minute, 45, 1 hour, the E3 cross is pretty spot on.
Nice. Yeah, it is. I mean, I've noticed that, and sometimes it's that candle, or that candle still might. Let's say it's a E3 cross, and it looks like it's going to sell because of that. Well, sometimes it shows right in that color out of that candle. Sometimes it shows in the next candle because that one starts to come down.
Right.
But you don't see it if you're just looking at candles. You don't necessarily see it right off the bat.
Yep. And also, I use that too. So when I do get an Einstein prediction, I just look to make sure an E3 cross didn't just happen. Because like you're talking about, if you are going to get in on that, that's an immediate, like you need to get in right at the proper entry immediately and write it down. And then it's probably going to turn around and go back up because a cross just happened. So if I miss that entry, which I do semi-frequently, then I will just avoid the trade if I see a previous cross.
Got it.
And that's been really beneficial for me, by the way.
Okay.
Something that I've not taken a lot of trades that I would have taken initially because I saw there was a cross shortly before or right at the time that's calling it.
That does make sense. By the way, we did say, I did say on Friday when I was in that gold trade that I'd let everybody know how we did or how I did. And the gold trade is funny because I don't even remember what time we started it, but it went for hours, right? I was waiting for it to do what I wanted to do. And I was in profit, I'd say 40% of the time. About 60% of the time I was in drawdown. And but I was always within a certain range, and I didn't have any problems. Like it never hit my take profit, but it never hit my stop loss either. So in the end, we got to about 4 o'clock, just before 4 o'clock on Friday. I can remember messaging you, Mike, and I messaged you because I knew that at 5 o'clock markets were going to close, and I did not want to get stuck in a having my trade there for the weekend and not having my stop loss take effect,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because who knows what's going to happen over the weekend? Anything can happen in the world.
Yeah,
Right?
and I told you what happened to me. So
Right, exactly. Well, I learned from that. Had you not
yeah,
had that issue, I might not have made that same decision.
yeah,
So thank you, my friend,
yeah.
for falling on
That's
the
what I'm here
sword.
for.
Um, but so I knew I needed to get out. So I was waiting, and at the time when I realized, okay, it's getting
Elmer Fudd.
4 o'clock. I had a 4 o'clock meeting. I knew my brain was going to be focused on that meeting. So I'm like, all right, I got to get out just before the meeting, and I was in drawdown, so I was in the negative. So literally, I was watching just as it gets close, and I closed out the trade. I wasn't far in drawdown, but I closed down the trade as a positive. It was less than $1. All right.
Yeah.
But you know what? There was no loss, and I didn't have to be concerned with what might happen over the weekend.
Yep. And I didn't say thank you, because when you sent that too, like I was already watching something, but what that made me do was take a look at the actual clock. See that UTC clock down here?
Yep.
That's pretty accurate. The market pretty much shuts down based on that clock. So I had been using like the clock in MetaTrader or the clock on my computer before, and I actually had a trade 2 weekends ago carry through the weekend. Now, granted, it was a very low trade. It was a Forex pair trade, and it didn't end up doing much. I lost like $1.10 or something. But it was like similar thing. I went to go get out of the market at like 4:59, and it had already closed because my laptop didn't sync with the market. So it was slightly off. The market had just closed. So this weekend, I had mentioned that I had a paper trade, and a pretty significant one. And on Thursday evening, it had moved up to where I wanted to be, but just stopped below my take profit for like $200 on Thursday night. But it never hit my take profit one. And then it dropped and fell off the table. And Thursday night, it was negative like 1,000 something.
Ouch.
And yesterday it started to creep back up, and I'm like, I just want to get a positive. I just want to get a positive. At like 4:58 in like 30 seconds, I was like, okay, we're getting way too close. I'm out. I'm just gonna take a loss at whatever it's at. And it was like, I think it was like $19 or something like that, or $19.60. So let's call it $20. And whatever. It wasn't that big of a loss. If I had held on 10 seconds before the market closed, it spiked up.
Oh.
and like it closed. It would have only been like a $2 win, but it would have been a positive.
Right.
And I was like, honestly, the stress of that right now, considering that could have dropped the opposite direction, I'll donate that 20, especially when it's paper.
Yes. Yeah.
And gold's pushing back up, by the way.
Yeah, I'm expecting a drop down, pullback before I take a buy on that.
Well, actually, look here though. That's engulfing.
Oh, that's hugely engulfing. Yeah.
So next candle should push up, and then when after it, we'll probably see a retracement, but I mean a rebound here. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, how much time we got? Oh, 28 minutes is so much time.
Yeah, we might not get those. Hey, gold moves fast, so you never know. You might see it, but that's the thing, right? I mean, we talked about this a little bit last week with FOMO, right? You can fear missing out on some of these, but in reality, it's all you got to do is figure out, okay, where is a good entry point, right?
Yep.
And once you know your entry point and you know where you want to exit, then it's just being patient until it gets there, because it's going to get there. If you're charting properly, it's going to get there. And if it doesn't, right, then you go to a different pair. Like I said, I've got 2 alerts, one on GJ and I've got one on gold.
Mm-hmm.
And when those alerts go off, then I know it's getting close to my entry point. If they don't go off, then, well, it went in another direction and I'm looking for a different trade. That's all. Yep. It's no big deal.
Yeah, one of the items from Donnie this morning was also really set in because things move so fast and so quickly. As soon as the market opened, was being prepared and set, because there was that immediate trade to do, which he he was upset with himself because he didn't move fast enough.
Right. Well, it moves so fast as soon
He's
as the
at that
market
gold
goes to
trade. Yeah.
8:30
Right. Yeah.
or 9:30. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was within seconds, and he was expecting it. He was expecting those circumstances to happen. And I think he mentioned there is, there's a lot of information that he gets because he pays for it. He
Mhm.
gets things ahead of time. And he talked about that this morning, and that was on that specific trade that
Yeah.
was expected.
Yeah, that was on NAS, I believe. Yeah.
Well, even those though, they can be wrong, right? We've seen that.
Correct. Yes.
So I
And
mean,
he has said
hear
that.
all
Yeah.
kinds of
Holy,
stuff.
geez, Louise.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching gold. I'm like,
Yep.
man,
What news just happened? Hold on.
check it out. Because that's funny because I mean I'm looking at this now like, oh man, I do wish I jumped in, but again, FOMO, right? But you don't know, if you don't know and you're trading, then you're really not trading, you're betting. As in,
Yeah, European news came out. That's all I see, but I don't see anything impacting that. I'm going to FinViz right now. I wonder if someone just opened up their mouth again.
And there are some top people that when they speak, the market moves, and they're predicting gold will go up to 7,000. So there's that, so everybody's looking at it.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing
Yeah,
I
so-
can say is there are going to be a lot of trades in gold, but it requires paying attention if you're doing a trade, and almost like not leaving it and walking away from your screen, right?
Yeah.
I see something from 945, but nothing right new. Besides the fact that Musk is pivoting SpaceX to moon
Yeah, I
from
noticed
Mars
that.
as his IPO approaches.
But I saw that last week. Look at that. It
Yeah.
just blew right through.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So but either there's
It hit
something
that back
going
wall.
on that we're not seeing. Well, it hit the back wall, it bounced back, which is what we would have expected. But it moved pretty fast. So the question is it going to go through it? It very well could.
Yep. Because it could just keep on going.
Yeah. So wild times. Although normally,
I took this as a paper trade because this is what I would. Yep. So what do we have for the ATR here? The ATR is 35,947.
Yeah.
Okay, and Donnie says what? We're just gonna repeat for the audience. What is with regards to setting the stop loss? It's like double the ATR, right?
Yeah. Double the ATR or just below structure.
Right. So structure for me on this one is up here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have quite. Yeah. Well, we got 35, so that's basically 36. So we're at 72 above what we have. I got in at what? 35, 50, 51, 740.
Mm-hmm.
So I will either set it here or here. I'm going to set it here. 50, 85, 815. See, this is where it's nice when you actually have some money in an account and you can do it the way you should do it. Now, if I was doing this, because I wouldn't want this thing to spike in the wrong direction, and because I jumped in even though it could retest, I would have put the stop loss right here, just right above this candle, like slightly above it. And if it happens to go up, I'm okay with the loss. I just don't want to have a loss up here. I will take the $30 loss right, $20, $30 loss right here.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just, every one of my stop losses is double the ATR. And for the most part, that's been good. Although that can be pretty high sometimes.
Yep.
Right. So there's a fair amount of loss potential.
Like $300 or plus for me on gold.
Yeah.
Per trade. So that's where I stopped. I started bringing it down where, and it and it hurt me because not having the proper lot size, I mean, not having the proper stop loss, as I mentioned earlier too, this is the first thing we were talking about, is on, let's say, like, not this candle, but let's use this candle as an example right here.
Mhm.
If I had set it to my stop loss to right here at this line and we zoom in on it, hold on, let me get off that. We can see it just barely eclipsed that line. Okay, now I wouldn't have set it right at this line. I would have set it, whatever, slightly before or after. But in this scenario, what's happened to me a lot is because I didn't set my stop loss to the appropriate size, which is double the ATR, because I didn't want to have a massive loss. I was okay with a marginal loss, but not a massive loss. And then a bunch of times it's gone just slightly above like this and then turned around like I expected. So it's done exactly what I expected it to do. But because the stop loss was not set properly, because my balance couldn't support it, I lost and ended up losing, like, let's say, half the balance on something that I made the right call on.
Yeah.
I just didn't set my parameters properly, and part of that was setting a stop loss properly. So you learn.
You really do. That's and that's the value of being able to do paper trading as well. If you focus on paper trading and you treat it, and you've said this, treat it like real trading, because you're learning, right? It should be treated the same way. Even though you can't truly lose real money, you're also not gaining real money because it's monopoly money per se, right? It's okay. Can I learn to do this? And
well, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's all right. But yeah, I mean, we all can learn it. Right. So, but you've got to get into it. You've got to pull the trigger. If you're not trading, you're never going to learn it.
Yeah. So my focus right now is setting the ATR properly.
Yep.
How frequently, and I'm doing this all paper. Everything's 100% paper until I'm back into the point where I'm like, your decisions are working and this is the proper stop loss, because until I set the proper stop loss and until I fix that issue, I'm going to be like the Patriots and make the same mistake 3 games in a row by not planning for a better defense. So while there's certain areas
in New England,
well, there's certain areas where I would like to, I mean, I was very, whatever. There's certain areas of the Patriots I would like to emulate, especially during the Brady era. This was a great season, but ultimately they lost, and it's a hard reality, but they just whatever. But that's not what I want to do. I don't want to keep on making the same mistakes over and over again. And so that's where I said I'm going to strictly go paper until I'm confident that I have resolved this issue and I've found the right way to do it. And I expect this will take me a few days to a week at the most. But once I do, then I'll go back in. But I'm consistent. I consistently had the same issue too many times in the past week or the past 10 days where, again, right calls, setup wasn't right because stop loss wasn't enough. And I ended up losing on stuff that I was right on. And that's even more frustrating than just losing where something just happens because you were wrong. I would rather be wrong. I would 100% rather be wrong and learn from it than be right and not follow the rules.
Yep.
Because I was trying to be balance focused, which, by the way, the market couldn't care less what my balance is.
The market isn't even thinking about you, dude. It's just saying, hey, put your money in.
Yep. It's like it's like if when you're a kid you want to play with like the big kids. That's what like my sister-in-law used to always say. My nephew was 4 years younger than me. And he always wanted to play with me and my friends, and we let him all the time because he was a good athlete and he was a great kid. But his mom would be like, "Oh, you want to play with the big boys? That's fine." But this is when we're like 6, 8, like 10 and 12 in that general time frame. She's like, "You can go play with them. That's fine, but you get pushed down, knocked around, you get a bump on your head, you get your ass kicked by one of them on a play. Don't you dare come home to me crying." That's what you chose to play with them. So figure it out. Now, if you're really hurt, clearly come home. But she's like, if you got bruised and your feelings are hurt, you better not come crying to me.
That's right.
Yeah, but when you got really hurt, it was doing something dumb or something your
Oh, yeah.
parents told you not to do. You did anyways, and you got really hurt, and you couldn't tell them.
Yeah. I think I told you my father's favorite line on that was when I go to tell him something, because obviously when you do that, then you have to tell him a story that's somewhat truthful and somewhat believable.
Yeah.
And my father would just stop me. He'd be like, "What?" He'd be like, "What are you selling?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "What are you selling?" Then I'd be like, he's like, "Pal, that didn't happen. What happened?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I don't care. What happened? What really happened?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You're forgetting. I was you. I wrote this book that you're reading."
My dad didn't have that, but I had that with my son.
Yeah.
I look at my son and was like, seriously? You know?
Yeah.
Seriously, right.
I love doing my kids sometimes too. I'm like, "Do me a favor. Just stop. All right, now repeat that back because I want you to hear what you just said to me." And just sit there.
That's good. Yep. No, but you gotta if you're gonna play with the big dogs, you gotta be able to handle it. So you gotta make
Yep.
those decisions. I'm looking at. So I'm still in that trade with UJ. I could have gotten out. It didn't quite hit my TP, and I think long term it's going to continue to go up. I mean, I've been in profit almost since the very beginning, since I pulled the trigger. So it was
Did
a
I
good
not
call.
do that? I had that set. Did that bounce back and hit the 200 just above it? It never came down to the 200.
It never quite came down to the 200, but I did as it was going into the negative on the candle, the opened candle, which is the current
Yeah.
candle we're in, by the way. I got it just around there.
And Donnie said play it up to the 20 is what he's expecting on the 4 hour.
Yeah, on the 4 hour, exactly. I am not. If we're gonna, and he said long term, right? If you're gonna go long
Yep.
term, like if I go to the 4 hour on that one, where is it here?
What do we got for time on that? 111. So I mean, if we're looking at the next candle, right?
Yeah.
We're looking up to about here. And this is why I'm trying to use this prediction tool again, the SMA predictor.
Yep.
Now this is going to slightly change if it starts to pull back like we expect it will, but this is probably going to be somewhere in this realm. 156, 730.
156, 730. Yeah, and which would be a great profit for me. 730. I could picture it hitting there. Now I've been on the 1 hour.
Yep.
And so I had a much lower. So if I was going to stay in for 4 hours, which is what Donnie was recommending on that. He says this is a longer term trade
Right.
today. Then great. One of the things I have had the wonderful experience of is I've been in different trades, especially as of late, where I'll be in. I'm like, all right, if I stay in here longer, it's gonna continue and it's gonna go up, and I'm gonna hit what I want, and I'm gonna get some good profit.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like gold on Friday, right? I mean, heck, I profited, but it was less than $1, right?
Yeah.
But I was profitable. I was not, I stayed in, and I know had I continued, I probably would. Actually, I hadn't gone back to look after that. Once I was out, my head was out of that trade, gone.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I didn't want to know if it skyrocketed or something. That would have hurt. So I just didn't want to know.
Yep.
Right. But so moral of the story is I'm more inclined to get out earlier at a certain point.
Yep.
And just take my profit and go on to the next.
Yep.
Right. And so I'm basically looking at on this one 25 pips is where I'm taking profit. A little bit over 20.
Mhm.
But I'll take it, right? And when it hits there, great. And could I get more? Sure, possibly. So, but I look at that and go. I have to go back to your story because I can remember wanting to play with some adults. So you remember you've been a Red Sox fan, am I correct?
Yep.
Right. So do you remember back in the the late 70s, early 80s, a guy named Rich Gedman from
Very well. Very well. From Massachusetts. He's actually he
Worcester.
coaches in the organization right now.
Oh, is he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I think he's down in Pawtucket. I mean, sorry, Worcester. My apologies, Rhode Island. I know it's a
Yeah,
sensitive
the
topic.
Woosters. The
Yeah,
Woosters.
yeah.
Well, he grew up. I mean, in fact, when I had my paper route when I was like 11 as a kid, right? 'Cause
Yep.
we had little paper routes back then. I used to deliver to his house, to his parents' house.
Okay.
But I was a friend of mine and I were in a park, Crompton Park in Worcester, and Rich wasn't there. His brother Paul was there, Paul Gedman, and he was paying. These guys were adults. These right, and I'm in, I don't know, 6th grade,
Yeah.
something like that. And I'm like, hey, we want to play. So we're playing. One of the guys, now it wasn't Paul. I don't remember who it
Yeah.
was. Doesn't really matter. But the guy, instead of tackling me, he grabs me, lifts me up. I had the ball,
Yeah.
and drops me on my head. I'm not kidding. It's like playing with the big dogs, right? So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I stayed in the game, and they laughed afterwards because I did get the final say. I took him down,
Yeah.
and it was just like, I mean, all of that anger was there. And
Yeah.
so, but you gotta be prepared
Yeah.
to play with the big dogs. So I don't know that I was quite prepared for that, but I was willing to take it. So
It is, but that's even like here. Like we got to be prepared to push the buttons and play at a bigger level, and that's how. And by the way, just pointing it out, this on this predictor, and this is what this is the type of stuff that I'm taking a look at. What do I see? I see tomorrow.
nice.
Well, that's right now. Right now it's saying Wednesday on here, but Wednesday, that's a negative E3 cross. Oh, this is on the dollar yen. I want to go back to the gold on this, but this would be, we'll see. This is going to go up, so this is going to change. But if I look at gold, which has been pretty, we see tomorrow at about noonish,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there's a predicted E3 cross. Now, I'm going to check on this tonight. I'm not going to really focus on the prediction until late tonight because I don't care, and I'll check again in the morning. But I want to see that because now in my head, lunchtime tomorrow, there's an expected cross. So I want to see how
really
accurate
wanna
this is.
see- I'm excited about what you're doing there. I really want to see what is going to come out of that because
Yeah.
outside of fundamentals, which we know fundamentals, you can get some news that changes everything.
Yep.
Right. We're at war, we're at peace, we're whatever, right? Anything can, those types of things change gold dramatically.
Yep.
Well, but if without taking any of those or having any fundamental issues out there, only technicals, I'd love to see how accurate this is.
Yeah.
Right.
Like right now, it just slightly moved to the right.
Yeah.
It went slightly off noon. It was right on noon. But, that's going to change. And that's why I'm saying we're just going to see it where it goes. And this has pushed through. And I would expect now this is probably going to retest up to here because I don't think, well.
Got
And
9
the
minutes
metal was
left
crazy.
in the candle.
Yeah, we also have a high right here, a resistance line right here.
Yeah.
Resistance line and high.
Which it hasn't hit, but it is breaking that resistance. That
It hit this one.
which is no longer.
Yeah.
I mean, so love it. But what I was going to say was put a pin, a little mark or something on that projection for tomorrow on the cross where it is.
Where is, let's see, oh yeah, I could do a pin.
Yeah. Just to see. I mean, and of course, if there's some kind of fundamental craziness that happens, then we'll discount that. But
I'm gonna say E3 like CP, E3 cross prediction. 10:52 a.m. 29.
there you go. Love it.
So there's
Yeah.
my info. Because I'd like to create another pin later tonight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and then do one more in the morning and just see. I mean,
Just see where they go over that time.
yeah, just, I mean, again, it's just, this is,
Yeah.
I mean, this is not something we've learned. This is us just using our logic and our
Right.
way that we're approaching it just to try to see what, I mean, you're always trying to get a one up on it. Like, what information can you find, can you get, can you use that provides you that additional information that, in addition to all the excellent information you're learning, helps provide confirmation.
Right. And those are the things you're looking for, that edge, you're looking for that next piece. The one thing we have to caution everybody on, and by the way, I didn't say this at the beginning, but look, everything we're telling you guys, this is not financial advice, right? We got to make that very clear. This is not financial advice. We are simply documenting our journey and sharing different things that we learn with you. Sometimes painful lessons, sometimes really cool lessons, but that's what this is, right? We're not making predictions. We're not, don't go off of us from a profit and loss standpoint, because unless you just want to check how we do, that's up to you. But it's a great learning experience, and our goal here is, look, this is Q2 AM, right? Quarter to $1 million. The whole purpose of that name is really, we want to take $250, turn it into $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how long that's going to take us. Right. I'm still in my original 250. Right. I haven't lost it. I have lost some. I've gained. I've lost. Different things as I learn. Right. But I started with no experience. All three of us started with zero experience in Forex. Is that fair, guys?
Yep.
Right. So to be able to do that, I don't know how long it's going to take us to be able to do that, but who cares? Right. So what if it's a year? All right. I don't plan it to be a year. I want to be it well before then.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can learn if I can learn that stuff in 2 years and accomplish that, that's pretty cool. Especially part-time, just doing it, 1 or 2 hours a day.
And Steve, what did Donnie say? It took him how long?
2 years.
Yep. To become very profitable.
Right. I'm good with that.
So, and I said to you right now, like, I want to make something clear. Paper trading, we've talked about it before. The reason why I'm not live trading on purpose is I recognized a pattern, a negative pattern that I was repeating. It's literally Einstein's definition of insanity, although Einstein never said it. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
So I sometimes like to coach myself as if I was talking to myself. And I'm like, if this was anyone else, what would you say? I'm like, I'd say, shut it down, go paper only, fix your problem, and then get back in.
Yeah.
And I was like, great advice, self. Now shut up and do it. So I went out and was like, nope, not doing this. So I'm only trading my demo account until this is done. And that is why. It's because I found an issue. Why would I, if I'm having an issue and there's something flawed in my approach with regards to stop losses, why would I keep on repeating it and donating money to a brokerage rather than paper trade it, where I can do it for free?
Mm-hmm.
And then grow that account? Because our next iteration in this quarter to $1 million quest is 1,000. That's the next obstacle. So, I mean, our goal is to take it from 250 to 1,000. And once you get 1,000, right. And then from there, exactly, it's 4X. And we're going to go 1,000 to 4,000. So obviously we're not going to go through it all right now, but you can do the math. Keep on 4Xing it. Okay. And you get to $1 million. Bottom line is, I think that's something, as I said the other day, that I think in 3 to 6 months, like, look out. I truly mean that. And I can't wait to see where I am 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm excited to see where the hell I am 3 months from now.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And I think one of the things, and I think it's true for both of you as well, when this started in the company that we're in, the main industry we're in with them, and this got added, trading the platform here, and started going to the training classes with Donnie with no intention of really learning this. Like, okay, let me see what this is about. And then all of a sudden it was like, and trading as a group, as a community, and the other people that are on there, and then that those building blocks and that encouragement, because you're paying attention, you're learning it, and you're hearing other people asking questions, and then when a lot of questions are getting asked and you already know the answer,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden it's like it's like it wasn't the world change, your life changed.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it
Yeah.
was like, wow, I can change everything
Yep.
because I can if I learn this and I'm getting it. It's not beyond me, and I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but if I can get it, and I'm online with some other people that sound even more, even duller tools in the shed, but they've got it.
Yeah.
You know, and getting it, and but it's here we are. And the
Yeah.
greatest thing about this, people talk about having a second income or an income or doing something online, going to Canva, creating something and putting it on social media. You don't have to sell anything here.
Mhm.
All you have to do is educate yourself. It's not that challenging.
Right. By the way, while you were talking, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it hit my TP. It hit my take profit.
Yep.
So
Nice.
I
So
took my-
I got in that because you reminded me to get back and take a look at it because I had an alert set and I agreed with you that it's moving up. So I went up on one of my other smaller accounts. That's actually my son's account, that just because anything that I think say guaranteed win, pretty
Yeah.
much as close to a guaranteed win, I will take for him. And so, yeah, I'm up too because of you. So thank you for reminding me.
Now imagine that. Imagine if when we were kids in your son's age, if we came home and our dad said, "Hey, you got $28 in your account."
MetaTrader on his app.
Yeah.
And he'll take a look at it and he'll be like, why'd we do that today?
And
I'm like, why do you why he's like, why do we do that? Yeah.
He's not asking you, can we go to the store?
He's like, why'd we do that? I was like, yeah.
And I dated myself.
And then he's like,
he's not going online to buy something or spend it.
Yeah. No. He actually is funny. He does. There's a store up the street that he does go to frequently with his friends. They'll bike up there or my wife will drive him. But because he actually works and has a dog walking company, he has his own money.
That's right.
And he loves being able to get whatever he wants. So
yeah.
He actually said he did a Super Bowl fundraiser and bought one square himself. It was really cool. My nephew, Tanner, won one of the quarters. So he's Shay's age. So another 12-year-old, or he might be turning 12. When's Tanner's birthday? But either 11. I think he just turned 12. But Tanner won $250 for halftime. And then a guy I work with won the first quarter and final. So he won $625.
There you go.
There you go. And my son raised $1,000 for his trip to Cooperstown. So win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good. Well, I don't know, man. There's so much stuff. So I'm watching that one. I may decide to get back in. I'm still on UJ right now, just on the chart.
Yep.
And I have a supply zone right above where we are from before. And I should go back and see where I put that there.
If I pull up here, here's the UJ chart that I had, but it's not fully marked up.
Yeah, I've got a zone which we bumped up against, which is why I had another reason why I put that there, because I figured, all right, well, let's break that zone first, and then I'll jump back in and go again. But take a look at that. So you got to go to your left a bit to get it.
This one?
No, below. I'm sorry. Is that it? No. It was. What do you want? You're on the 1 hour. I'm on the 1 hour here. I've got it at. Nope. Yeah, this one back here. Nope. Down below.
Let me just mark this one quickly, and then I'll go there.
Yep.
We're on the 1 hour, so 1 hour demand zone. Okay, down below this
Yeah,
one here
Higher.
or this one?
No, higher.
This
Go
one?
where you go left. Go left. Because it's above where the current value is.
Okay.
Look at where
This?
value is now. Yes.
Okay. So this was a supply zone that got flipped to a demand zone? Let's see. Or is it a
Hasn't
supply
flipped.
zone still?
Yeah. I mean, it got flipped when everything like went all the way up, but so I'm looking at that.
See, I wish I could snap it. This is one thing I wish TradingView would let me do. Snap it to the candle.
Yeah.
Not that I really care. It's just not as quick as I want it to be right now. Okay, actually, let me auto fit this first so it fits better,
There you go.
and then I'll take off the auto fit. But
So
okay.
as you can see, it just about hit that. So I went below because I wanted to make sure I got my take profit. I
Yep.
wasn't as concerned. And then, but once it starts to go through and then surpasses that, then I mean, because right now, if I stayed in, I'd certainly still be up. I'd be up further. Right. And it's going right in there now. I want to see it go past that zone. And with a quick pullback, and then I'm going to jump back in.
Yep, and see right here,
Right where?
the 14's at 33, well, 32.96. So it's right at Jerome or right at the 10.
Yep.
And it's below the 50. So it's going to probably go, once it breaks through, it will go up to the 50 at least.
Yep.
Would be the expectation, at least my expectation.
Yeah. But we've got multiple things. So you get Jerome there. Then you get
Yep.
the 50 up above, of course. But you've got
Right.
this zone right above where we are now. And so that's why I was like, all right, I'm going to take my profit, and because it's guaranteed profit. I mean, once it's taken, it's in the bank, right?
Yep.
And then from there, once it breaks through there, I know it's going to continue its march. So maybe I lose a little bit of profit in the middle there,
Yep.
but I locked in some profit, and then I can take more later. That's kind of how I was looking at it anyways. That was my mind frame there.
Yep. I like it. So I'm going to lower this so I can read it. So I started adding this, by the way, flipped, just as a quick reminder so I can see how many times in my supply zone notes.
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea.
So now I can just know that, because that can only happen 2 times. The third time it's done.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I count at 3, but yeah, same thing, because that's the third
it
time.
is 3. It's just the third time it just gets washed out. So that's where I agree with you. But
yeah, I mean, we're right at Jerome. So does it pass? Does it go through Jerome? I don't know.
Yeah.
I do think it will. It's a question of when does it.
And it was in the 32s, and now it's up in the 33s.
Yeah.
It's pulling back a little bit. Probably pull back to here to the last candle.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does.
Yeah. So
that's why but this is why I asked the question to Donnie today. And this is one of the things that I like, is some of the questions that we're asking are obviously much better questions because we're seeing more, doing more, understanding more. I was like, is it detrimental to look at this right now? See, this is just kind of staying here. I'm going to drop to the 30. Okay, it broke through Jerome. I'm going to go to the 15. Okay, it broke through Jerome. 5 broke through Jerome. 3 broke through. 1. Now, how many on this? If I go to the 5, it's still moving in an uptrend with a little slight consolidation right here, but let's see what happens. There's still 3 minutes left on it. 15 minutes is still moving in an uptrend.
Yeah.
30 is moving in a straight uptrend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have confidence right now that this is going to continue up.
Yeah. And I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yep. But this is where, I mean, we're learning. And that's why I also wanted to see to Donnie, like, do you take a look at this and look at this compared to, because if this starts flattening out, would I change what I'm doing here? And the answer was right now, no. It's like, you can look at it and see, like, if it's doing as I said, like where I use the RSI there, if I was looking to get out right here, like somewhere inside the supply zone, I'd go down to the 1 and look for it to tank and go down and just start doing a sharp turn down to the 50. And then I just say I'm out. And I'm like, it's okay if it turns around. I'm happy. I just don't want to lose more. I'm happy with this win.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what he says. We're charting, we're doing our charts typically at the higher time frames, the 1, the 2, the 4, wherever it is. But we're using the lower time frames to look at where this is going, right? We want to we want to know where our entry points are and our exit points based off of our charting, but those trends we can see happening on those lower time frames. So what is happening? I mean, right now I'm still looking at GJ. It's going up. UJ.
Yep.
And it hasn't broken Jerome yet, but it's close.
Yep.
So it's like right there. So what's going to happen? And we've got that zone. So once it goes past both, and it looks like it's going to continue. Now we're in the new candle anyways. This is the 1 hour. So then I can look at some of the, the 5, the 3, the 15 and say, okay, yep, we're in good shape. Let's continue.
Yep.
So.
And Donnie said too, he likes on the 1, he likes using the 30 for entries and exits, while the 30 is confirming that
right.
We're looking good.
Yeah, it is.
And the 30, I mean, obviously your first line of resistance would be right here, pushing up towards the 20.
Yep.
That probably won't be for a few more candles. So probably somewhere around here. You might guess.
Yeah.
About 2 hours from now, maybe a little bit less, depending on how fast it goes. Maybe around an hour and a half from now. But right around the 156.2. Let's see what it does.
Yeah.
But again, the long-term play here is playing it up to the 20 up here.
Yes.
I also would potentially, obviously, look at it right here, see what it does in this zone as well.
Yeah. Anytime this structure, I'm looking there and saying, okay, is it going to be a balance of rejection? What's going to happen?
Right.
So, yeah, no, it's all good. So I'm working on building out my account to a certain point. So I'm good taking some smaller wins. I don't want them under $1 like Fridays, but I'm good taking some smaller wins, right? I mean, hey, look, it was profitable. I can take 1 million profitable trades and not worry about it, but I want to move faster than that. So
there's also the value of our time.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
But if I told you, Don, I need your help for 1 hour, I can pay you 8 cents. You'd be like, I'm either going to do it for free because I like you, or it's not happening. That's the only two reasons.
Yeah, it isn't about the money at that point. Well,
right.
In Rich Dad, Poor Dad in the book, Rich Dad was paying his son, Mike, and Robert Kiyosaki 10 cents to work in their comic book store.
Right.
And, it's like, okay, great. Or whatever. I think it was I forget whether it was a comic book store or whatever, but they started making money with comic books, which was great. I loved how they were minting nickels, by the way.
Yeah, that was great, by the way. I do. Toothpaste tubes.
Yeah. I'm sitting here with the price of gold. I'm like, all right, anybody get any extra computers they want to get rid of? I'll take them.
Yep.
Right. I mean, hey, there's all kinds of ways to profit.
Yep.
So, and there really are. I mean, if you look all around you, there's ways to profit.
Yep.
So, but I'm looking at Jerome, and I'm saying, okay, well, Jerome's holding right now.
Yep.
So, I do think it's going to break. It's just going to be a question of when it breaks. So. All right. Well, listen, guys, we are at the end of our podcast. We actually went a little bit over. Let's any closing remarks there, Stephen?
Just going back to Donnie's training this morning.
Okay.
You really saw people right during that 45 minutes that we're on, follow some of the calls that were suggested by him and make money, make a profit. before 10 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty powerful.
It is.
I'm going to double down on Steven's comment there. So, I mean, let's say you're taking a look at this, okay? And just to be honest, I mean, to be fully transparent, when you're doing this, there's a $99 a month fee that you have to pay, or $199 depending on what plan you have, and that fee is monthly and it's recurring.
Mhm.
Now, if you introduce this to 4 people and 4 people join because they believe in it the same way you do, the way that we do, then it's 100% free as long as they get in at the same level that you got in at. Okay. Or they got the same plan that you got for trading.
Mhm.
I'm not telling you all that for any other reason besides the fact of if you just show up on Donnie's calls. And when he says, I like this, you just listen and duplicate what he does.
You'll make a lot more than that.
You're going to make a lot more than that in a month.
Yes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's like, it's almost like a piggy bank, and all you're doing is shaking it on the call and money's falling out of it. Like, it's like an upside down because
What a way to word it.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but and that is what it is. But look, let's say that wasn't the case. Just look, right? Remember, because this is Q2AM. This is the quest, by the way, right? And we've been talking about it. But let's say that wasn't the case. Let's say you couldn't get on the call with Donnie. You just get some recordings that were not real time, and you were just out there learning on your own. Well, you're paying $100 to $200 a month for, and let's say it took you 2 years to master this, to get really good at it, right? So what's that? Let's go worst case. 200. That's $2,400 a year. That's $4,800. I don't know about you, but I put five of my kids have gone to college. Now 2 are still in. They're both sophomores. They're finishing up their sophomore year. They're in the second half of their sophomore year now, and but I can assure you that their tuition was just a little bit more, every one of them, than $2,400 a year. So and they've got it. They're all going for 4-year degrees. Like I've got 3 that are already done that, and 2 that are in the midst. So our portion of what we paid for them has exceeded that $2,400 a year. Actually, right now it's exceeding that per month, but that's beside the point. That's the reality, that you could, if you want to go and get some kind of degree or something, or you could do this for a fraction of the cost and learn the process, even if you made no money in trades for 2 years, right? How cool is that after 2 years, now you've got the potential of having, and even before then, having a phenomenal income that you can create from a computer anywhere in the world. Because that's it. Anywhere in the world you can do what we're doing, right? And it's learning it, and we're learning this part-time. I mean, look, I run multiple companies. I don't have the time to do this all the time. I mean, I'm setting time aside just for the podcast, right? Because I want to be able to document it with you guys. But look, this is one of my 2 hours to trade a day. That's it. That's all I have time for. And then I've got a whole other, that's all right. I should have had remind me to add in a,
yeah, I know what you mean. The setting.
So,
yep.
But I mean, that's how cool this is, right? So you get to learn. We're just learning. So look, folks, join us in the quest, q2am.com. Say you want to join us, and one of us will reach out to you. And we just got another one, by the way, that wants to join the quest as well. But let us know that you want to be part of the quest and join us in this journey, because that's what it is. But this is not financial advice. That's my closing. Everything we're telling you, we're sharing and documenting our journey of turning $250 into $1 million. But we are not giving you financial advice. We're just sharing a journey. So
as a good friend of mine, Daryl used to say, "Oh, hell no." So it's like it's a double hell, just as an extra reminder. Yep. So no, there's like this. Yeah, we're sharing what we're getting. We're sharing some insight. It's pretty phenomenal information that we have access to. But please this is us learning and sharing what we're learning, trying to do greater good for the community. And this is just, yeah, it's gold. It's literally, it's, and then that pun was intended. It's gold that we have getting information on and that we're learning about. So excited.
Spot on. So with that, we'll see you all on Wednesday. That's the next episode starting